Hey everyone, this is Military Weapons and this video is about the female soldiers in the Israel Defense Force. The women in the Israel Defense Forces are female soldiers who serve in the Israel Defense Forces. Israel is one of only a few countries in the world with a mandatory military service requirement for women. According to the IDF, 535 female Israeli soldiers had been killed during service between the period 1962 to 2016. Women have taken part in Israel's military before and since the founding of the state in 1948, fulfilling various roles within the ground, naval, and air forces. The 2000 Equality Amendment to the Military Service Law states that the right of women to serve in any role in the IDF is equal to the right of men. Up until 2001, women conscripts served in the Women's Corps, commonly known by its Hebrew acronym CHEN. After a 5-week period of basic training, they served as clerks, drivers, welfare workers, nurses, radio operators, flight controllers, ordnance personnel, and course instructors. As of 2011, 88% of all roles in the IDF were open to female candidates, while women could actually be found in 69% of all positions. In 2014, the IDF said that fewer than 4% of women are in combat positions such as light infantry, helicopter or fighter pilots and so forth. Rather, they are concentrated in combat support. The Israel Defense Forces is among the few armies that conscript women under a mandatory military draft law. Women have served in the IDF since its establishment in 1948. Their integration has been shaped by the perception of the IDF as a people's army, security needs, and social processes that contribute to or undermine gender equality. At first, women were allowed to serve only in the feminine roles of office workers, nurses, and teachers. New roles were open to them after the 1973 Yom Kippur War, but mostly in order to free men for combat. In the Alice Miller case in 1995, however, the High Court of Justice ruled that women had the right to equality in their military service, both formally and on the ground. Still, today women make up only about 40% of conscript soldiers and 25% of the office corps. Combat positions opened to women by year: 1995, pilots; 1996, combat soldiers in the border police; 1997, combat soldiers in anti-aircraft units, naval officers; 2000, combat soldiers in the Caracal unit, combat soldiers in the combat rescue, evacuation and airborne medicine unit, combat soldiers in the artillery corps; 2001, parachuting instructors; 2003, combat soldiers in the OCETS unit, battalion communications officers; 2006, combat soldiers in the field intelligence collection unit; 2015, combat soldiers in the Lions of the Jordan Valley unit; 2017, combat soldiers in the Lion of the Valley unit; 2018, the first 5 women were recruited to combat Navy positions on Yasur 6 missile ships. A 6th female soldier would join the other women at the end of basic training. 2019, a woman was appointed to the position of commanding intelligence. 2019, a woman was appointed battalion commander in a regular regiment, Northern Bashan Regiment. May 2020, first female battalion commander in artillery corps. The Israel Defense Forces is among the only armies in the world that conscript women into its ranks under a mandatory military draft law. As of 2021, women make up about 40% of the IDF's conscript soldiers and about 25% of the officer corps. In 2018, about 10,000 women served in the IDF in permanent service. Despite the mandatory nature of the draft law, the average rate of enlistment in recent years has been 58% for women, quite low compared to the average enlistment rate of men, which stands at about 75% of the total possible conscription. The Women's Corps was founded on May 16, 1948 by women officers who had served in the British Army. In 1949, a women's service was anchored in the Security Service Law of 5749-1949. The Security Service Law stipulates that anyone, male or female, who is an Israeli citizen or permanent resident who has reached the age of 18 and who has not been exempted from service is an Army veteran, meaning he or she could be called up for conscription. At the time of its enactment, the law defined a service period of 30 months for men and 18 months for women. The law also stipulates that women can apply for discharge from the Army for religious and conscientious reasons, as well as for 3 additional reasons: parenting, marriage, and pregnancy. 3 main factors have shaped the integration of women into the IDF throughout the years. 1. The perception of the IDF as a people's army. 2. Security needs, and 3. Social processes that contribute to or undermine gender equality. Thanks for watching. Let us know your thoughts on Israel's female soldiers in the comments section below.